welcome to our master agency call for the third quarter of the year. We just wrapped up the first half of what is going to be an absolutely amazing year. Like just where we're sitting right now, it's just a slight harbinger of what is to come. So we want to hit some leaderboards real quick before we jump in to the conversation that we're going to be having with our newest 130. Here we go. Master agency numbers for the year. As you can see on the board, halfway through the year, we're sitting at $25,957,337.41, which definitely puts us on pace for a record year. But I don't think we're just going to have a record year. I think we're going to have a banger record year. It's going to be so much more over where we've been in the past. So I am so looking forward to that. And Mr. Delaney, how about you talk to us about how that 25 million, call it 26 million, breaks out for the first half of the year?
Let's see, 26 million. We've got in fourth place.
Okay.
We've got.
Yeah, you had to put it like that.
You guys still haven't changed my profile photo, so I'm just saying like that. So it's fair.
We can update that. We've got time.
In fourth place, we have Edward Pritchett's Direct with 1.267 million. In third place, we have part of the star of the show today, Mr. Griff Martin's Direct, 5.259 million. Brad Smith, the Smith Agency, at 9.346 million, and the Delaney Master Agency with 10.084 million.
All right. Yeah. Any predictions of how the year is going to wrap up?
The predictions are that nobody should be proud of that board. I'm sorry. That's my prediction.
Well, that's the fuel. That's the fuel to the fire to get us to do a little bit more in the next 6 months, right?
Absolutely. We have an opportunity to grow, and comparison is the trap. Achievement is a goal.
There we go. Mr. Smith, how those ready to writes looking?
Man, a little lopsided, it looks like, with the Crane Agency. Let's do top 10. Junior Agency, 46 for the year so far. Rez All at 48. Gino Locklear, 49. Tied with Tristan Strickland, 49. Katrina Epley, 50. Steven Jackson, 57. Jordan Hunt, 62. Brian Delaney, leading from the front, 85. Ian Graham, 94. And Dylan Crane, more than double number 2 with 207 ready to write.
That's ready to write. So I kind of see there's some reason that we're having this conversation today.
That's right.
All right. And Mr. Martin, how about our year-to-date 5Ks?
All right, I like this. 5K week. What a classic, right? Just 5,000 a week. We've been talking about that since the beginning of this company. And these are the people that have done that the most times this year so far. Going for all 10 or top 5?
Let's go for the 10.
Let's go for all 10. Keelan Crowley for 18. Christopher Diaz, 18. Gino Locklear, 19. Theo Pritchett, 19. Shaquina Cleveland, 20. Andy Sarius at 20. We have a tie there at 3 for 20. Tyler Schaub, we talk about him today. 14,000 last month?
Yeah, he did.
Personal production. That's 20 already. Brian Bass, 21. Frederick Bryant, 23, and the man sitting right here, Mr. Dylan Crane, with 26. Is there 26 weeks?
There's 26 weeks.
There is. Okay.
In the first 6 months of the year.
Make sure we weren't on like symmetry weeks or.
No, that's not. And that's, I think last year, wasn't it? Didn't you do 53 weeks at 5K or more for the year? Which, I mean, if anyone's counting, there's technically 52, but we are going by Symmetry Fridays, right? That's when our turn in. So I don't think that there has to be a lot of introduction, but I definitely feel it is worthwhile to have some very good introduction here. And Griff, I want you to take some time as well. But I will say when I was first introduced to this gentleman, I didn't really know what to expect. You know, I got a lot of information that, he's done this, he's done that. He could be the next big thing. And I mean, Brian, we hear that kind of stuff a lot, right? Like we hear, okay, I got a guy, and it really boils down to what someone then goes and does. And Dylan, you didn't waste any time. You showed very quickly what you were going to go and do. And almost to the point where people had to say, you sure that's is that legit? Is that accurate? Is that real? And to dive in, talking to your clients, checking in on the things that you were doing, it's like, wow, this is what's possible. And I have seen over the last 2 years now, just someone who has stepped in and said, I've made a commitment, I have something that I want to do, and I have a goal and a purpose. And I've seen you push for that and go after it. And every single time, just through resilience, through persistence, through a willingness to work, just achieve goal after goal and knock them all down. And I personally want to say, one, congratulations on being the fastest 130 that Symmetry Financial Group has ever seen. So I don't know, like little golf clap or big clap, what I mean, that's number one. It's not just amazing, but it just shows like what this company was set up to do. It has a set of guidelines, and they're all guidelines that if you just go and do the work, you can achieve them, and not just achieve them by a bare minimum, but when you broke out as a 130, what's the number? Like to be a 130, your team has to do how much, guys?
225.
225,000 with 47 riders. Dylan, can I ask you as kind of the first thing to share, when you broke out in your your last 130 month, how much production did you guys do that month?
We did 701,000. We had 58 riders.
701,000.
Let's go.
So, and this is what you don't have to break out at the bare minimum. You don't have to just get by. And that's every time that I've seen you set those goals and push to get to that next level. You don't break just by a little bit. You do it by as much as possible. So you set a new bar. And I think that's the conversation. I think all of us, we have some questions that we want to ask so that everyone out there can know, not just like, can I do that? Because it's not, as you said, Brian, it's not about comparison here. It's about, here's what's possible. What we've always said in this company is, if it's possible for one person to do it, someone else can. Now you have to be willing to do what it takes to get there, but someone else can. And so that's what I would love for us to have a conversation. One, to just tell the story, because I don't think like people can see it from a distance. I definitely want us to hear the story of this process that has been going on for the last 2 years, but to be able to demystify just a little bit that it's really just about attitude, activity, right? And just plug it into the system that is available for everyone to take advantage of. Griff, before we jump in and have Dylan just share like the initial part of the story, I mean, you've been working with them one-on-one, day in, day out for the last 2 years. I mean, what do you have to say to watching this, between your experience here at Symmetry, your first 130 to break out as part of the Martin Agency? I mean, what are you thinking? What has this process, this journey been like for you?
Taking balance. I'm taking keep up. I'm thinking. No, I mean, first and foremost, man, congrats. 130%. That is legit. And one thing I've noticed about you, and now that I've had a chance to work with you on a regular basis and work with your team, that you care about your people, right? You're there with them. And I hope we talk a lot about your culture and how you're setting that standard for your people and expectations and all that stuff. So I really want to get into that. You're able to look down the road. You're not looking the next contract level. You're looking, like I was talking to you yesterday, and you were like, yeah, we're at 700,000. I'm thinking we'll have 3 130s in the next 6 months. In the next year. Yeah, about a year. Next what?
2 years.
2 years. Sorry. You're thinking. No, I'm sorry. We were talking about AOs. You have 5 AOs in the next by conference, and then 3 130s in the next 2 years. Like you're always looking down the road. I was talking to Brad about this a little bit last night about being able to look past your contract level, and then also that concept of like leading from the front. You're in there with your people all day. I mean, I'll pop in there at 9 o'clock at night sometimes, and you're just in there like, yeah, the computer all day, and writing a bunch of premium, and your people are they're energized. They feel really good about what they're doing. They're making money, and they love being on your team. And so it's been fun. It's because, what's crazy about this is that this is just such a small piece of what we're going to see out there. This is the tip of the iceberg of what's like about to happen over the next 5-10 years. So congratulations, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, but
And it's really cool to be able to be back at the beginning. Like we're sitting here in the Symmetry corporate office, in the corporate headquarters in Swannanoa. We got Casey Watkins' office right here. We have Brandon Ellison's office right here. Brad, we were talking earlier. You were interviewed like right in this corner right here. What, 13 years ago, 12 years ago? So, I mean, and for you and yourself as well, Brian, both of you have seen people come and people go and people achieve and people not achieve. Before we jump in, like what has watching this from your vantage point, what has this said to you about where this company is and what opportunities that we still have right in front of us?
It's given me a renewed energy and excitement for this industry, watching what Dylan has been doing, because we went through, as everyone knows, a big shift from the old school way of doing business, driving people's houses, sitting at their kitchen table. All of a sudden we move into virtual, we make a shift, and it's like, okay, now what? But you've now brought an old industry into the modern age using social media.
Absolutely.
And, with the way you're recruiting, it's non-traditional. It's not just placing ads and doing interviews. You're doing interviews, but it's attractive recruiting. It's not just placing an ad. You're getting people to want to reach out and work specifically with you. And it's because of watching you and what you're doing. I'm posting now every day on social media. So the last one,
I've been watching. I've been seeing you.
So it's time. So appreciate that. Yeah.
Mr. Delaney?
I mean, more than anything, it's transformation is the name of the game, and that's what I'm seeing is a company that was in love with how we did things, moving into a company that's in love with what we get to do for people, and no matter how you do that, and we get to stop talking about who we were and what we did and start talking about who we are and what we're doing. And you're bringing that conversation to the table now by getting rid of what we thought were ceilings, which don't even show up as standards, right? When we got into this business, we were talking about 5K weeks, right? And we can continue to talk about 5K weeks, but if we look at inflation, that becomes a little bit of an issue, I would say.
Sure.
It's like this is a problem, and I think that there's a huge opportunity inside of this industry. But what you're really demonstrating is the opportunity that's inside of the industry is actually the opportunity that's inside of people. And not only as an individual have you been able to get that out and put that out on the table, but you've also been able to help other people. And I find that exceptionally challenging as a leader, like in all the right ways, inspiring in that way. And I think I really want to tap into that in this conversation is exactly what you're tapping into, not by going after the lowest common denominator, but after going after what's possible for someone. Because that's the story of this company, is rewriting the story of what's possible for people. And we all have leaders. I know I would not be where I am without people going from one set of possibilities to a completely different set of possibilities. And that's what you're really creating a lot of the architecture for in the next level and the next season of this business. Yeah. So,
and just to add to that, it's a reminder of what we have a hold of. Like this industry, what is possible in this industry, that not just the lifestyle, but the amount of income. I mean, we were just sitting out there and I'm doing the math. Like you've got how many agents writing all this business, and it's all like you've got spread on that. I'm like, you're making some real money. And it's just such a great reminder of what we have and what's possible here if people just make a commitment to a higher standard than what they've been used to.
That's right.
So, Mr. Crane, speaking to everyone from this seat that you have earned for yourself at 130, what do you want to start off by saying? I don't even want to ask you a question. I just want to leave it open to you. What do you want to start off by saying to everybody, not just within, I'm sure there's people in the Pritchett Master Agency, our entire organization that are going to be watching this, but I'm sure there's going to be some other people that are probably trying to peek into this one too to try to get some ideas and figure it out.
Yeah, I think first thing, well, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I think it's first. I wouldn't be here where I'm at today. I'm obviously if it weren't for Him. So I think for my family, they've had to go through a lot of hardships to go through this journey because it's not easy. So really thankful for my wife and my daughter, and obviously wouldn't be here with today without my team. So my team I have some amazing people and really incredible leaders on our team. They've helped me establish an incredible culture. So I wouldn't be here without them. So shout out to all 58 riders last month. And then this month we already have 67. And then obviously the future of now we'll have 100 to 130. So thank you guys. Really appreciate you guys. I wouldn't be here without you. So thank you. Then obviously last thing is thankful to really Griff, obviously, and then Edward. And you guys have kind of stood by my side as we've gone through this journey. So appreciate all the dinners and the talks and the phone calls. And then really appreciate, I'm going to say one more appreciation to Brian, because a lot of you guys don't know the story, is the very first day I sold my very first policy at Symmetry, I went to a corporate overview and Brian pissed me off. And what I mean by that is Brian was there and I was at the corporate overview. I was in the back. I was watching everyone and Brian was, doing his speech and he was talking about like all the people that were either on their phones as Brian was talking. And I'm like, Brian, like, relax, man. I was on the phone, like recruiting on my first day, like just relax. And I came up to Brian. I was like, Brian, thanks for the conversation. You're going to see me at the top one day. And I know Brian's probably had 1,000 people come up to him and say the same thing. But, I was there that first day and where Brian had the talk. So appreciate it, Brian. Thank you.
Everybody's got their talent here. That's one of them.
Yeah. So yeah. So hey, Brian did that. So hey, little fire under the belly in the beginning. So but thank you for all you guys. But yeah, that's just the beginning. That's the start of something big, and we truly have an opportunity to recreate again what's possible. And if we can get 40 to 50 to 60 people all duplicating and doing the same thing, there's no reason in the world why you can't make $100,000 within like 5 months if you really wanted to. But the problem that I'm seeing across Symmetry and really across the industry is we get too complacent on the money that we actually start to make. And why are we on this earth? We're on this earth should be able to set a new standard of obviously what's possible and change people's lives. And quite frankly, with the changing of the economy and inflation and so forth, $60,000 just isn't cutting it anymore. So we got to look and see what else is possible and how else we can grow and build this company to where it should grow if we all have multiple people coming behind us and saying, hey, we're going to do the same thing too. But the problem is we just don't have enough duplication. So really, I think the conversation today is how can we duplicate and help people understand that this is really possible if you put your mind to it, because I started 2 years ago and this is where we are.
Before we get into some of the questions, because I know all of us have a couple of key questions that we want to get to you on, but for those who don't know the background story, walk us through 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like what was life like in March, April, May of 2024, just over 2 years ago, and what has happened, and I know that's a lot has happened over the last 2 years, but what has the change over the last 2 years? What has that meant for the trajectory that you see for yourself now compared to what things were looking like in February, March, April of 2024?
Yeah, 2 years ago, my daughter was in the hospital and I was working commercial roofing and was making 1% on $5 million of roofs that I sold. So that just wasn't cutting it. So I was like, I got to figure out something new. My daughter was about to get to the hospital. She just got a heart transplant. She got out April 29th. And, I started to realize as we're out of the hospital, okay, more expenses are starting to pile up and there's got to be a different change for what the future looks like for our family. And don't know how insurance popped in, but obviously it was a God thing of how it popped in. And if you're going to put your mind to something, you got to go out and do it. Like, don't just come into it and put 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's just not how it works. I'm going to go in 2 feet in and like see if actually it works. Because a lot of people try to see if it works by putting 1 foot in and then 1 foot out, and it's just never going to work. So I realized like, hey, if I jump in cannonball into the water, we're going to make this thing work no matter what, and decided to make it work. And there was no quitting at all. That wasn't an option, because I looked to my right hand side, then looked to my left at the time, and I'm like, if this guy can do it, then I can do it. Like, there's no person that's just like better than me. Where so, hey, I'm just going to jump right in. And then now, 2 years fast forward, obviously second month broke the company record with production, 180K. Fast forward, pretty much 100K every single month from August to August the following year. Broke the company record again because it kind of got beaten, but found out it didn't get beaten. And then from there, then I realized that, hey, life is more about just producing and helping families and clients. Now it's about, I got to help other people get what they want, and figuring out a way that you can recruit and change someone else's life with the system that you started out and built. So that's where we're at today. And we're starting that journey of growing income to where I can help more and more people as we continue to expand, build insurance to the biggest thing it possibly can be, and grow and create a story that is unbreakable, that no one can match. And then from there, start and help more people potentially with other businesses down the line. But insurance is a focal point. A lot of you guys also have other businesses as well. We don't start by building great income simply just by putting our hats in 5 to 6 different things. Focus on one thing, build that income, and then go from there. Edward and I were talking about Elon Musk this morning, and what was the factor of actually helped these millionaires, billionaires get more income? Well, Elon Musk started in PayPal, sold it for 146 million. What can you potentially sell or build your insurance business to help make you more income down the line, to get you what you want and your family wants down the line? And that's what I'm pushing for in insurance. And this thing, you can't tell me that you can make 100 grand in a month in any other industry this fast within 2 months. I just don't think it's out there. So
what does it look like from that personal level for you and your family right now, 2 years in? I mean, there was a concern 2 years plus 3 months ago. Like, how do things feel now? How has that changed? You mind sharing a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. It's not going to be an average answer, but I personally feel like I'm worse than I was 2 years ago. Now, financially, I'm not, but that's just how my mind wakes up every single day, because I don't feel like the mission is actually accomplished yet. And a lot of you will probably be like, Dylan, you're crazy. Like, you're making 6 figures a month or whatever it is. Like, okay, that's not good enough though. Like, where my why and my dream is, it's not matching up to where that is today. So yeah, we are more comfortable. Sure, my family is more comfortable. We don't have to worry about the groceries we buy when we go to the store. I don't have to worry about my daughter's medication. Don't have to worry about the deductible from health insurance anymore. I don't have to worry about the car that I drive or the monthly bill or the house payment or anything like that.
You got a new house and a new car during this time, didn't you?
We did.
Okay.
We did, but it's again, it's just not good enough to where the vision lies. So just a quick tip to all of you out there, I have every single person that comes inside our agency build a business plan. And they write a business plan of what the next 3 to 12 months look like. My business plan is like 5 to 6 years from now, and I see where the business plan is in 6 years, and we're nowhere near that. So it's like, are we going to slow down and stop, or are we going to speed up and get there faster by putting in the same work over and over again every single day?
So people have asked me, like, how is he doing this? How is he manifesting? How is he bringing this into his reality? And I think everyone just heard it right there, right? Like,
I was just going to say, he just dropped a gold nugget.
Exactly. That's why I want to like pause on that. It's like, yes, my family's been taken care of, but it's not like it's what is this? Like being blissfully dissatisfied, right? Like you have what you like. Your family is in a good place. You're doing, but there's this more, this thing that I've been called to do, and I'm not stopping until I get there, right? Just because we're okay does not mean we're okay. And that's that drive, that's that hunger that I don't think that's one of those things that you have to decide to have that yourself. No one can give that to you. Let's open it up. I know, like Brad was showing me his list of questions. I was like, Brad, you can't ask all. I don't think we have that time to go through all those questions. But let's jump into the questions now, because I mean, the journey has been amazing to watch. But I think what I've learned as I've watched is, there's some people that they come into Symmetry and there's a lot of additional development that they have to do before they can start getting the results that they're looking for.
Yeah.
There's others that come in and we say like, this is where the comparison trap can happen, where some people have come in, they've already gotten a lot of development, they've already done a lot of work that maybe you just haven't done yet, right? And so that allows them to start in a way that you can't. But if you do the work, if you learn from the lessons that others have, man, like you can really start to see the results that they're getting. So I know.
I got a good question to start with.
All right.
All right, image out. All right, so I love this idea of sacrificing for a season, right? It's like for a short period of time, we're going to work super, super hard. We're going to set the standard. We're going to set this pace for ourselves. And I think you do a really good job of setting expectations for people, but also getting a solid commitment from them right out of the gate to like commit. Hey, just put your head down for X amount of time, and let's see what you can do. Let's set some standards for yourself. I'd love to hear kind of your thoughts around that. When you're talking with a new agent, when they're saying, I want to make money, I want to make a lot of money, because obviously the people you're attracting are here to hit a lot of money.
Yeah.
They're saying you write 100,000 every single month. That's what they want to do, right? So they're pretty ready to commit at a high level.
Yeah.
Talk about that conversation, what that commitment looks like.
Yeah. So this is the standards that I've set for myself and our agency is, first of all, in the rising stage and age of the economy, there's a certain amount of income that you have to make if you're really trying to build the next generation of wealth or take care of your family, obviously. So whenever you're bringing on a new agent, it starts with setting expectations in the beginning. And if you don't set expectations in the beginning, then it's hard to have those tougher conversations down the line. So our core requirements are this, and if you guys are taking notes, I would take some notes. But the number one core requirement you have to have is you're on Zoom every single day, camera on, not off. That's the biggest problem that I see when I jump on all these team calls, is you guys have all your cameras off. Like you probably have your camera off right now. So put your camera on, be attentive, and pay attention. Because you're going to show up to an office and you're going to have your camera on, and you're going to be essentially focused if you go to the office. So why don't we have it off in a virtual setting? So turn your camera on. So it's 8 to 8. Second thing, you're going to conference. There's no ifs or buts about it. Like you're going to conference, you're going to learn, you're going to get better, you're going to learn from other industry leaders that are doing better than you. Because if you don't, then you're going to fail anyways. So you need to learn and get mentorship and guidance on how to get to the next level in your business. Constant growth, constant development daily. Number 3, it's a 90-day commitment in your brain that you will make this work. So cannonball in, 100% in, plan A, whatever you want to call it. It's a 90-day commitment. There's like 5 or 6 more, but I'm going to give one more. We got to start creating a separation inside of writing business and what you have to do within month 1 and 2. It's a 20K requirement to write 20K of business within month 2. That's what we have. If you guys think that's crazy, sure, but break it down. $20,000, if you issue all of it, there's $10,000 in your bank account after you pay all your bills and pay for leads. You're left with like $3-4 grand extra, maybe 2. So is that actually that's like almost bare minimum. But at least that's helping you in your brain that, hey, I got to make $20,000 my second month in order to still be here the next month. All of you guys come in here with the dream and goal, okay? But you're not doing the effort and requirement to actually fulfill it. So if you don't know how to fulfill it, there's the phone right there. Pick it up, dial it, and dial it as much as possible until you make the income you want. Plain and simple.
All right, that's
So
great way to wrap it up.
We wrapped it up.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Tip your waiters on your way out. No.
I want to just, you're filling a void right now. There is a group of people watching, and there's a lot of people out there that are there. They have this warrior on the inside that's gone dormant.
Yeah.
And they want to be called to a higher standard. They know that it's going to be hard, but they want they want to be around other warriors that want to accomplish something big. And even though it's going to be hard, it's going to be rewarding. They're going to be proud of that work. And they want to be in an environment where there's other people just like them that are ready to do that. You're creating that culture in your agency. You're from the very beginning in the interview, and the right person's going to say, this is the person to lead me, because of the high standard that they're calling their team to. And I'd love for you to talk about that, because you came from, you're an athlete. You came from a professional basketball background. And I know that competitiveness, that team aspect was there at one point, and then you go into the workforce and it's not. And it's like this craving. It's like, I want to be back into that place where I can fight for something again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you found it here. You found it in this industry and in Symmetry. And I'd love for you to talk about that part and who you're actually, because you have a certain person in mind that you're looking for. And when you can speak to that on social media, those people are attracted to you. They're not just answering an ad. They're not coming because of a certain commission level or because of leads or because of certain products. They're coming because there's a void inside of them that your agency is filling.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a lot. That was a loaded question. So I'm going to try to summarize it all together here. So the first things first is I realize, is Brad, your exact point, is people want to come to a place where they feel like they're growing. When you become adults, what's the first thing we start doing? We start going to work and sitting in a chair and we start repeating it over and over again, 9 to 5. And then we lose all our competitive edge. That's why people start getting overweight. That's why we don't put a reliance on going to church and family and fitness and all those things. We just get complacent because we're told to do something over and over again, and we just continue to do it. So when we get to start working a career, we start missing, hey, I miss right now playing in front of 5,000 people, scoring the game-winning bucket, you know, and someone was right in my face, trash talking me the play before, saying I'm going to miss the shot. Like, I miss that. But that's what insurance like actually gives you, right? So there's a lot of people, 90% of our agency has played sports before, and probably if you look at the Pritchett Direct or the entire agency, we're probably the same stat, 90%. So you lost it when you actually started working. So we do every single morning, Tuesday through Thursday. For now, we're going to break it up into 4 days, but we're going to do a self-development leadership call, or we've been doing self-development leadership call every single morning at 8 a.m. And we start breaking down, hey, here's how you're going to grow and here's how you're going to get to the next level, because people miss growing. People miss competing. So we started creating that. We built an elite 20 inside of our organization to where there's a lot of different benefits that elite 20 members actually can get. So it's developing that competitive culture that people need and that hunger, but you have to be able to bring it out through self-development because people want to grow. You got to create a competitive environment where I'm competing against the next person next to me. And then you got to get in person, which is the last point. You got to get in person to bring that competitive culture out. So we just had our last powerhouse and lock-in in Nashville, and we actually woke up at 6 a.m. every single morning, and we were working out in the morning, improving, getting better, creating a culture. We gave a $500 cash prize to the winner. So it's creating that culture, but that's something that people miss. And if you start creating that culture, then people are never going to leave, because their spouses, their kids, their friends all see them starting to change. And if they feel they're changing, then they're never going to want to go anywhere, because this is what's best for them.
Just a follow-up question. You set the expectation from the very beginning. You actually have them sign something saying they're agreeing to this standard. What does accountability look like in your agency? Not just the conversation, but the practical day-to-day on a Tuesday. What does the accountability look like for someone that doesn't meet those, doesn't live up to those standards?
So I look at the size of our agency based off who's in Zoom. I look at our team call every single morning, and I'm like, okay, we have 75 people here. The day before we had 65, and the day after we have 91. Doesn't make any sense. So like, where, if you break it down the averages, I know I have committed people based on how many people are there at 8 p.m. at night. And right now I'm averaging, within the last month and a half, I'm averaging 65 people at 8 p.m. at night, still dialing, still selling appointments, still getting help selling appointments. And if I don't see someone in Zoom, they're automatically getting a call because they agreed to being on Zoom. Hey man, where you at? They agreed to it. So I know if they're in Zoom, then they're going to write business because it's contagious. They have to do it. But if they don't have their cameras on, then I can't check on them because they're probably doing something else, cooking or watching the dog or watching TikTok or something, you know, then, or if they're dialing with their camera on at 8 p.m., I know they're going to succeed because it's going to happen. It's just the only reason it does not happen because you don't actually put in the work and actually do it the right way. So I think that's the best way of doing it. It's just like, hey, if you're not in Zoom, which you committed to, that's the first core requirement of being on Zoom from 8 to 8. If you're not on Zoom from 8 to 8, you're getting a call from me the next day and be like, hey man, you committed to this, where are you at? And then I make the decision, hey, this might not be a good fit for you if this happens again, or hey, let's tighten up a little bit. Let's be there tomorrow ready to go.
So write that down. I'm telling you, I'm taking mental notes here.
Yeah.
We were just out there.
If I can get my notes.
Yeah, because it's hard for most people to have those difficult conversations
Oh, yeah.
when there's some conflict.
Yeah, but I'm gonna add that. But the crazy thing about it is we're doing them a disservice if we don't actually lead them, though, because people want the leadership, but they're wanting someone to. We wanted that coach to be like, "Hey, Dylan, like you're not pushing hard enough on this suicide," and they're yelling at us. Like, and then what we do, we start pushing harder, even though they agreed to it. Hey, I agreed to come to practice today. I agreed to do the suicides, but it depends how hard I'm actually doing the suicide. So people need that. So it's like, hey, they might need that call. And then as soon as I make that call, a lot of times, boom, I never have a problem again.
But the key is that you had that crucial conversation at the very beginning, setting the expectation and actually having them read something, saying that this is what they want to be held to, so that then that follow-up conversation is much easier.
Exactly.
So
When it comes to it, first and foremost, I think that what you're doing is inspiring, and as a result of that, you're allowing other people to be inspiring. I think what you just hit on, as far as that competitive piece, is absolutely so true. It's been so long since most people have been in an environment where they could win. They don't even know how to lose anymore. And so they focus on not losing. And as a result of focusing on not losing, they're in a position where they can't win.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be able to lose in order to win. You've got to be able to lose well. And not lose well and like, oh, I like losing well, and okay, I got to go back. I got to work harder. I've got to do the work. And people put a time limit on that, a certain age, a certain portion of their career. Well, I've been here. I've got seniority, or I won before. They put conditions on it, and those conditions make their success conditional. What you've done is you ripped off the conditions and you've taken away the rules that aren't necessary. How do you continue to do that for yourself? Whether that's, because I love what you said. It's like you take the hill to find the mountain, right? You take the mountain to find the next level beyond that, to find the next level beyond that. How do you continue to push your own vision, and what do you do practically to keep that vision in front of you?
What matters is going in your bank account. What matters is actually, are you hitting your why? Are you hitting why you set out to do this thing? Okay. So there's so many people here that are watching this call that are agency directors, managing vice presidents, all the stuff. And we think just because we have the title that automatically we arrived on the scene, and you actually didn't. Because if you retired right now and you gave all the money that you had that was coming in every single month to your family, would that be enough in the next 30 years? With how inflation's rising, I don't know if that's going to be the answer for you. So how do I continue to do that? Well, it just comes back to the larger goal. It's like, hey, do I want my family to live an average life or above average life, or do I want them to live a great life? Do I want to be able to create a legacy for my family, or just kind of be another average Joe that's part of the top 5% in the world? Top 5% isn't good enough for me. I want to be top 1%. I want to be the best. So it's like, it's in basketball the same thing. I was striving to be the best player in the world. Why do you start something if you're not trying to be the best? It doesn't make sense to me. So go out and try to be the best. Don't just fit in. But if you're fitting in amongst a culture of average, and in my opinion, riding 5K a week is average. Riding 10K a week, I think, is still average. Right? Because you can technically do more if you really wanted to. It's hard, yeah, sure. But we get in this environment of hard, and then all of a sudden, everyone keeps telling us it's hard, but we know we could actually do more if we really wanted to. Yeah. So it's like, are we pushing towards being better every day? And if we can do better, go do it. But if you're telling yourself you can't, then you're doing yourself a disservice, not only for you, but your family, your future, and your generations to come. So that's why I don't want to be complacent.
Yeah. So what do you do practically to continue to raise the level of that vision?
What? So like the things that I do?
The things that you do, the practices that you have. I know a lot of these are intuitive at this point.
Yeah. Like, what are all those things? I started noticing it I remember it as a 14-year-old. And this is just what I was thinking in my brain. So if you guys think I'm crazy, I am. But, it's just, these are the things that I was thinking. Like you look at as you get older, the reason why you start losing like a lot of your muscular structure from a bodily standpoint with arms and fitness and biceps and all the stuff is because you're actively working on it every day as like a kid if you're in sports. As we get older, we're like, I can eat this other cheesecake. It's not going to hurt me tomorrow. But as a 14-year-old, you didn't want to eat the cheesecake because you wanted to look a certain way or be as fit as you possibly can because you wanted to make the basketball team the next week, or you wanted to be the best athlete you possibly could. So as a 32-year-old now, I'm like, man, this is a problem. Like I'm thinking in my brain, I'm starting to lose that fire and drive and energy just around my body. But I had that at 14, but that was kind of what was making me at 14. So there's number one. So fitness is huge. Number two, constant self-development and growth. Like, are you either paying for a mentor or seeking out a mentor, or are you trying to actually grow and develop to help you be a better business person, husband, wife, father? Like we stop that growth. So because we just start getting in the habit of 9 to 5, and then we just keep getting paid a salary and having other people tell us what we're worth. But are we actually trying to grow our worth to something else by increasing our level of knowledge by seeking out a mentor? What do people do that are trying to get another level of income when they're a nurse or a doctor? They go get more certifications. But we're in insurance, we actually don't get more certifications. We just keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's like constantly seeking out growth and development and mentorship from other people. Personally, you guys have probably seen me on a lot of podcasts recently with a lot of very high wealth net individuals. Every single time I go to the podcast, more than just getting exposure from my agency, I'm picking up knowledge and things that they're doing in their business that I can apply back to mine. So I'm constantly growing in that way. Hey, we're reading a book a week. We're listening on an audiobook. Hey, what are we doing to actually grow? So it's a requirement inside of our leadership group in our agency. You got to read a book a week. If you don't read a book a week, then you're stopping that growth. So I would say those three things. There's probably 5 or 6 more as they're coming to mind now. But just those three, just on top of the head.
I've got a question kind of taking it back to your first week. This is like the first sign that I was like, okay, this guy's going to do something big. You booked 40 appointments your first week. You spent like $300 on some old bonus leads, made well over $1,000 your first week. 40 appointments booked, 5 showed up. And in that moment, right there, a lot of people would shy away and it's like, oh man, these leads stink or something, or this isn't going to work for me or whatever it is. But you stayed up till like 2 a.m, recording yourself and getting coaching from everybody around you. And you practiced and practiced and practiced and came back the next week and then fought hard again. You saw that as a challenge. And I think that's something inside of you that's just, it's there and it's been there since birth, that ability to want to get better. And I'd like to hear you just talk a little bit about just kind of that first week and like your mentality around just facing challenge like that and how you see that.
The first thing that comes to mind is like, there's no way you can do it and I can't. I'm like, why is it working for you and it's not working for me?
Yes.
It's the number one. I have like, we had 70 writers. We'll finish with 70 writers at the end of June this month. And I have a lot of people asking like, hey, why is it working for this person, but it's not working for me? Well, that means you're doing something wrong with your systems or you're not putting in enough activity. So I'm like, hey, for me to figure this out, if this guy's telling me, hey, I can do this, and this person over here is doing it, he's making this, then he's not better than me. Like, I'm going to go out there and do it. So I had to figure it out faster because it was paining me that they're beating me.
So what's your show ratio now? Clients that you book versus show up to appointments?
Like 99%.
Yeah.
They don't not show.
And it was 40 to 5. I don't even know what that percentage is, but it was horrible, but you leaned into it and you fixed it quick. It was a quick fix. It wasn't like, oh, over 6 months, you're going to get better slowly. You fixed it like, you wrote $50,000 your first month. And then the second month was $180,000 in premium written the next month. Yeah. But you started off terrible, but you were working super hard. Yeah. Right. And so you quickly made those adjustments. Yeah. I love that.
The biggest thing that I see when people, because there's a lot of really hard people that are coming to our company right now. Like if you guys are in our agency, like especially in my direct agency, I got a lot of really hard workers, a lot of people that will make $800,000-$900,000 a week, like really good. But the problem is you're not committed to mastery though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are out there that are like, hey, I work really hard, Dylan. I do exactly what you do. You're not committed to mastery though. Because if you were trying to master your skills, then your results would look different. Your results are only going to get you so far the more you work. It might help you pay the bills, but it's not going to help you master this industry. So I was committed to mastery week 1. And when I realized that, hey, I could commit to mastery, then that was going to change what my income looked like. I knew I was going to beat everyone and outwork everyone. It only works so much in basketball. But if I mastered my skills, then that takes my talent to a whole nother level because my hard work's only going to take me to a certain extent.
So from a practical standpoint, what does mastery look like? Like, how do you master it?
Okay, so if I show up to an appointment, guaranteed they're sold every single time. 100 of 100. So if I put 100 clients in front of me, they're all being sold. So there you go. So that's perfect. Every single appointment's 100 of 100. Every recruit I bring on to making sure they succeed at a high level to as much as I can control.
Yeah, that's a good point.
100 of 100. Hey, if I'm tasked with building this platform or figuring out leads or figuring out how the industry is changing, okay, I'm going to figure that out 100 of 100. How can I be a better leader to make it to where that doesn't happen again, or I messed up here, I can grow here, that doesn't happen 100 of 100. So like there's no pieces of failure, but there's got to be failure to get to that, because you'll never figure it out if you don't fail. So that's
So are you practicing in your extra time, or are you reflecting back on every appointment and thinking of what I could do differently? Like, how does somebody go from where you went in the very beginning to as good as you are now?
Yeah. Let's just take a little bit of interviews. Let's just take interviews. Let's put appointments aside for a second and like leads and all that stuff. Let's get some interaction here. Throw one in the chat. Okay. If right now you're building. Okay, cool. Throw one in the chat if you're building. Second of all, how many times have you been told no when you've hired someone? Or when you've hired someone, they're just ready to write, so they never become new writers. Okay, so where that changed though, and this goes for appointments and this goes for interviews, I never know if I could fix it or what to fix if I didn't do interviews and I didn't book appointments. So let's take appointments, right? When I had people start telling me I was a scam on the phone and they couldn't identify me, I immediately added my license number. So as soon as I added my license number, then people stopped telling me I was a scammer. So as soon as I got that in my brain, okay, why are they telling me I'm a scammer? Okay, I got to find some sort of identification to make sure I'm not. Okay. Why do people tell me that before I booked my appointment, or but after I booked my appointment, that they would then say they're not interested, or they then said that, hey, someone else called me, I got it taken care of with them. Well, then I added, hey, if someone else gives you a call, just give them my name, number, license number, and then they'll stop bothering you here. No one else should, but if they do, just give them that so that they can just let it update in the system for you. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, my appointment ratio went from 92 to like 100 because now I weeded out all the things that kept people from showing up. Yeah. It's the same thing in interviews. Okay. If I brought someone on board, okay, I don't think this is the best fit for me. Okay, just kind of help me understand like why you feel like it's not best fit for me. Well, it's the culture. Well, what's wrong with the culture? Well, it's just too hard for me. Okay, perfect. I don't want you anyways, right? But I don't figure that out because unless I do interviews, that I don't know why they're not going to be a part of me. I feel like it's a problem with me, but it's really a problem with the person, or what my culture wants to be like, and they don't align with that. Okay, hey, I don't feel like this is a legit opportunity. It was too easy to get onboarded. Okay, well, if it was too easy to get onboarded, like we had an interview yesterday and then I hired him the next day. How many jobs in America do you actually do that? Like you got to go through like 3, 4, 5 week vetting process. So then I changed around my whole vetting process. And then now all of a sudden, like everyone comes in that we offer an opportunity to, and they automatically turn into new writers because my vetting process changed. But I never figure all that out unless I actually went through and did the work to do it. Edward and I were talking this morning, last point. We're like, hey, how do you actually figure out how to become a billionaire? It's like, well, Elon Musk had to put his like tiptoe and PayPal figured out. Then all of a sudden he bought Tesla and SpaceX, or did a portion of it. But there was probably so many points before that helped him realize that, hey, this was a good business move for me to make in order to make the income that I wanted to make down the line. But you can never really figure it out until you either pay someone that teaches you how to do it way faster, or you start doing it yourself, and then you'll naturally figure it out over time if you make the correct moves.
I like what I'm hearing as I'm thinking about the cornerstones that we have, right? Belief being one, belief. I don't think you got that.
Yeah.
But then massive action, constant correction, right? I mean, if you never make a dial, if you never run an appointment, like I had so many people, well, let me read the script and learn the script first. How about you just yeah, you're gonna not get it right first, analyze it, fix it, you get in constant correction from others around who are doing it the way you want to do it, and then you go back and do more massive action. And that cycle, I mean, that's why we have Mac rooms that are popping up, people who are doing things in that manner. They tend to win. They tend to get the results. And I don't know, just hearing it from that perspective, you just have to wonder, it's like, why isn't everybody getting what they want, right?
Because not everybody's doing it.
Because not everybody's choosing to do those things.
Well, and I think that's if you're listening into this conversation, I hope you're having the feeling that I'm having, a feeling of like discontent and just being upset with yourself. Like I just like that, because that's what I'm experiencing. I love my team. I love my leaders. Y'all are fantastic. I need to get better, and that's what calls like this do for me. It's like I remember what it was like coming in. And listen, not everybody is going to be part of the top, but anyone who chooses to actually do the work and aggressively pursue the actions and the mindset of a winner can capture that.
Yeah.
It requires practice. And this isn't something that's held as a result of pedigree, as a result of past, as a result of education. This is something that's held up for people who make the big decisions in the small moments like you did. I'm going to get better. I see this as a problem, and the problem isn't too big for me. And one of the things that I love is that I'm hearing is the failure and the success are predictable. The failure comes from people, and both people experience the same thing. I want to grow. What if I fail? I want to grow. What if I fail? And what the people who don't win do is they hedge that what if I fail, and they use up the energy that they need to actually win in that, and that keeps them from winning at a high level. Yeah. And you just decided to rip out the safety net so you could eliminate the ceiling. And that's, I can't encourage anybody who's watching this enough. If you feel that sense of discontent, like somebody pissed in your Cheerios and you're just like, why am I not getting this? Why am I not getting this? It's like, don't reject that feeling, embrace that feeling and lean into it, because this is possible for you as long as you become present for this. And that's exactly what you've done, is you become present for this, and you give a shit about your people. Like, you actually care.
Yeah.
You care, you show up. You say, hey, this is what you said. This is what's actually going to be required. This is what you said. This is what I'm doing. This is what you can do as well. And that's inspiring.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what this company, that's exactly what the culture needs. And it's not going to come from the top. It's going to come from somebody like yourself doing it, and through other people exploring what that looks like for them, and just making a commitment to doing it the best way they can today.
Yeah.
And it's stop waiting, start working. That's a message that I'm continuing to hear, and is just like getting laid on my head, my heart from what you're saying. So phenomenal work. Yeah.
A little bit about this and like the responsibility of a leader. People come here because they want direction, they want a system that works, they want leadership, they want somebody to coach them, they want somebody to kind of be there with them. That's what people want from us. And I think as leaders, a lot of times we fall short and we don't take that responsibility serious enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't. And you're taking it serious. I came in at midnight one time on a Monday. You had like 15 people, all cameras on, making dials. And you were in there.
Yeah.
With your people. And leading from the front. I'd love to hear you talk about this, because I know it's something you do at a high level. Yeah. You show up more than anybody. You write more than anybody in production. You're recruiting more than anybody. You're including people. You're developing people. And this concept, like, and I love that that kind of uncomfortable feeling, because I'm feeling some of that too. But I think a lot of the leaders out there, well, at least you should be feeling a little bit like, I need to do more for my people. I need to be more present with my people. And you do that. So just talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I'll give an example. Grant, I hope you're watching. His name is Grant Sillyman. He's trying to make the NFL. He's in my team. Called him last week. I'm like, bro, you said you're going to be on here at 8 o'clock Eastern. It's 7:45. Where you at? Like, I'm at the gym. Okay. You said you're going to be on here at 7 Central. Why aren't you? I was at the gym. He's like, didn't you commit to this? He's like, yeah. Great. Guess what? He was on a little 50 minutes early and he hasn't missed a day yet. But that's what it takes. People actually do want it, but we're scared to have the conversation because we don't set the expectation. So that was an example, and I think that answered Griff's question. But it's like people want that. They want the competitive. They want the drive. They want to grow. They want to get better, but they just want to coach. We think we're giving them, and we think we're doing that because we're giving them the opportunity to talk to us every single morning at 9:30 or whenever your huddle ups are. But that's not enough. It's not enough. Like, people want to be called to a higher standard, and they will go to bat for you if you make them better. Their family will go to bat for you if you make them better. I have 55 people moving down from all parts of America to come down to our office in Houston because they realize that they need this for their family and they need this for their future. But I also know I'm keeping myself responsible because I'm going to bring them to a higher standard. And that's what their family needs. That's what we should all be doing.
Real quick question. All right. You and I talked the other day about building a business, and you were very clear. It's like, look, if you want to build a business, you need to be in the office with your camera on. And this needs to go out to all the leaders out there, right? It's like, if you want to build a business, you need to be in the office with your camera on. If you don't want to build a business, then just don't show up to your virtual office. It's as simple as that. The message was so simple. Talk about that for just a minute.
Yeah. Are you trying to create a 5-year revenue stream, or you want a 100-year revenue stream? If you don't show up in your office every day, you're going to have a 5-year revenue stream of maybe 5 to 10 grand. As soon as you step aside, like, if you stepped aside today, would people still be there 5 years from now? I think that's a question you have to answer for yourself. And until it gets to that point, then maybe you can take the step aside to then start looking at potential other options. I'm thankful for my people because we had almost 70 people here by 9:30 Central today on Zoom, and I'm not there. I'm thankful for that, but I know if that continues for 1 to 2 years or maybe even 6 months, and I'm not there, then that doesn't work. It's not good enough yet. We have to build our standards and create it for something different, and it starts with leaders, agency owners, managing partners, whatever you want to call it. They're still present because it's not good enough.
Right.
Man, we could we could
I got 10
dig
more
in.
questions.
Yeah, I know. We could dig in. I think just that feeling that maybe you're feeling right now, as you were saying, Brian, I think that's probably one of the more important things that someone who's going to get something out of this call can take, is to take that feeling and don't let it go out.
That's right.
Don't let what's going to happen tomorrow or in the next hour or next week take that out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And say, what can I do to satisfy that feeling through the activity and the work and the results that I'm going to go out and get? And as we wrap up this portion, because we may have a little extra special surprise. If you stay on and actually stay plugged in and engaged in this, there might be something else after this. But I would like to hear, because you've certainly helped me. We've had a lot of conversations about the things that I've been doing, what I've been pushing for, the multiple hats that you were talking about earlier. And it's why I am consolidating down to, like, this insurance industry. I've said it before, and then I forgot what I said myself. Like, there is more wealth created in this industry than anywhere else. Mm-hmm. And what we've seen since 2020 to go from $1 trillion year to 1.1 trillion, 1.2, 1.3, 2024 was $1.45 trillion in premium just in life and annuities, just in the United States. And that's the industry that we're in, and we get to take a part of that. And I'm looking all of these other places like, oh yeah, this is gonna be really cool and make some money. No, this is it. But like, the focus there and what the potential that's there and what's possible. I would like to just from your study, because I've seen you study in the industry. I've seen you talking, not just like, you're not myopic about, oh, it's just this IMO and what we do. Like, what we do is important and what we have is important. But if I'm not looking at what the industry signs are saying, what's potentially possible out there, then I'm going to potentially limit what my personal agency could be.
Yeah.
So what do you see? Like, I would love to hear your vision, like for Crane Financial, what you see as possible within this industry right now, and why you're pushing so hard here with building your organization, opening up this office in Houston that you're opening up. Just share what you see as the vision and what people can hopefully capture or just get a piece of that in their mind from all that you've been studying. Just over the last 2 years, you've been able to create that. So what's the vision that you see moving forward?
Yeah, so I want everyone in the chat right now to type your why and your vision. Put that there, because everyone needs to know why they're here on this call listening, number one. And then you also need to know what you're trying to get to. And it's the best to put that in words, because if you don't put that in words, then you're not actually cementing it and making it that you're going to want to go make it happen. Okay. So my vision is this. We're going to be probably 12 to 15 million by the end of this year. My vision is that, hey, 15 million is whatever. That's not like enough. It's like we got to get to 100 million in 5 years. So 100 million in 5 years is where we're going. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen. So that's why we're opening up an office. So we did a lock-in 3 weeks ago in Nashville, and we did $210,000 in premium in 3 days. Offices are lock-ins. So if I can do that every single day for 365, then what does that return to me in income? And then how much easier does that make that recruiting? And then how much easier does that mean more money for everyone else? And then obviously the agency is growing at a larger and quicker standard. If you look across the industry, I'm not going to name IMOs, but there's one IMO in particular that all they're doing is like it's a requirement to build an office or to rent a space. And their people are required to come into the office. Why? Because they produce more and make more by simply being in person. So what we need to do is we need to devise a plan that we're going to go build something somewhere, and people are going to drive and they're going to come into the office every single day. And that's how we're going to get to 100 million. I think we're going to get there faster, but I'm just putting it 5 years because it's, I don't want to not hit it. So I'm going to tell you guys something, I'm going to hit it. Okay. I'm hoping like 3 years. Okay. So 100 million. Okay. And then from there, I think we're probably going to get to about 2 to 400 million until we have to start changing up a little bit of the models and how we do things. If the market gets better, then now we can, now it expands where we're trying to go. If it doesn't get better, then now it's going to have to take us into a couple other options. And then by the time there's probably like, let's call it $1 million a month probably rolling in, just from on my side of revenue, then now we're going to start trying to change the industry in another way. And then potentially looking at, but that's if I notice how I said $1 million a month of cash. Okay, that's not 10,000. It's not 100,000. It's not 300,000 because quite frankly, it's not enough. Okay, we're going to build that, take it to another level, but it starts with consistent every single day work over and over again. I was on vacation last week on the America trip. I still wrote $25,000 in business. Our team did a total of 280,000, and we set a record while I was in Mexico, but I was still working there. So that's just what it takes. And if you're wanting to change your life, if you want to do that, if you want to create generational wealth, that's what it takes. And that's the mindset of a millionaire. That's the mindset of a billionaire, that they have to continue to do that till they get what they want. That's the vision.
That's great. That's great.
Follow.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I got to go.
It's time to go to work. I'm glad I booked appointments while I was at our powerhouse this past week. I got the rest of the week set up because it's time. It's been time to know that the vision, like this is possible.
Mm-hmm. Powerful.
Man, I'm excited for the next 6 months. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Like if I start thinking about 2 years, I might pass out. I'm excited for the next 6 months. I'm excited for the energy that, especially amongst this group right here, like what I'm feeling from you all, what I'm seeing from the leadership, there's a shift, there's a change, and I love it. When that happens, results improve. And I think we might have something special, but I don't know. I don't know if you might be seeing some technical glitches here, but hang with us. Hold on for 1 second. Don't leave the room just yet. Hang on for 1 second, and let's see if we can talk to a couple of other folks that wanted to say something just real quick. We'll be right back. 1 second. Okay. I don't know how it happened, but Brandon, Casey, you're here.
Y'all are here.
We're here in between your offices. So appreciate that, by the way.
Absolutely.
So yes, I mean, we have just had an amazing conversation with Dylan.
Yeah.
I know the master agency has gotten a lot from that, but I always love to hear, because that vision that Dylan just laid out, the vision that I have for the Pritchett agency, what Griff has for the Martin agency, the Smith agency, the Delaney agency, like that vision is only possible because of what you guys founded those 16 and a half long years ago. But just what would you share with both the master agency, and what have you experienced? And you've gotten to watch this 2-year journey from a different vantage point. Because I asked that of everybody here, like watching this happen and seeing this, what has it done for you and your business? So I would certainly be interested to hear from you guys. Like, what has this experience been like from you all's seat, driving the bus, flying the plane? And then, I mean, whatever else you guys have for us, that I know the master agency would love to hear from you guys.
I mean, I think grateful, excited for you. It's been fun to watch from the very first month or so that you were in here. You remember getting a call from me, and I'm like, some ain't adding up.
Yep.
Because usually when you see that much premium start flowing in, maybe in the third month, you're like, all right, where are these apps coming from? Is this fraudulent? Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first opportunity that I had to really get to talk to you. And you spent a lot of time kind of talking about your past and talking about your why. And of course, they were running audits. Like, no, it's good. It's all in leads. It's all good business. And I was like, all right, and it's been great to watch you go through all of this, because a lot of people think that you didn't have periods of struggle. Like, this was just super easy for you from the get-go. And, for the first month or two, you got your teeth kicked in a few times on some bonus leads, just like everybody else did. And then you put in so much activity that it got easier and easier and easier. And you made it look easy, but you made it look easy early on because you put in so much work. And I think you put in so much work because what you guys are talking about, you had a vision, you had a dream, and you had a why. Most importantly, it was why it was so important for you to get this and to do it to the degree that you did, putting in 12, 14-hour days, working every time zone from East Coast all the way out to Alaska and Hawaii. Yeah. Sometimes working the phones at midnight or 1 a.m., and still making it happen. So it's been extremely impressive to see. And I think we're also grateful for the example that you set, because it does show people what's possible. Yeah. It does give people the, hopefully it gives people the encouragement to dream again, because they can see what you've been able to put in. And just really, it's crazy that it's only been 2 years, but earning $1 million in income in your first full 12 months and well over that in your second full 12 months it's just really impressive, and it's been fun to watch. And of course, we've got to hang out together on a few trips and stuff, and I got to know you much more personally. So overall, I think we're not just really excited for you, but we're very grateful for all the hard work that you put in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Brandon saying, "Hey, we got a guy, Dylan."
Which is what you said when you recruited.
Exactly. It was like, "Hey, Brandon, we got a guy.
Yeah.
His name is Edward. He just did $5,600 in premium his first
Not supposed to say that part.
And then when I heard it from Brandon about you, it was like he just did like $48,000 in premium or something stupid, So, but I would just think what you said is very fitting for how we kind of think about things like this. And I think it's pretty cool that it's pretty cool because what do you average on a monthly basis in personal production when you're just like in your sweet spot?
When I'm like going,
Yeah.
190. When I'm going.
In a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm going, but when I'm just kind of like doing what I'm doing now, about 100.
Yeah. How much did you do on a monthly basis? I'm not trying to pick on you because all of us
Pretty close. Oh, monthly.
Yeah, monthly.
Quarterly.
Like we're all sitting here, none of us were performing at that level, yet you guys and the company were able to attract someone like Dylan because of vision and creating a vision for something that Dylan could see himself fitting inside of, which speaks to like the importance of vision in itself and like what you're building, what we're all trying to build. that's what we're using to attract people. We have to have some sort of a vision that's exciting to us, that lights us up, because others aren't going to come around our business and be attracted to it if we don't have that. So like, what is your vision? Is it exciting enough for you to get yourself out of bed? Because if it is, then likely that'll attract other people, Yeah. And I also think about, pretty much everyone in this room at one point kind of really helped kind of break a barrier in our company, and I think that's a pretty important aspect of what you're doing here, is you're speaking to that vision again. When people come around the company and they see Dylan, performing at that level, 100,000 a month, 150,000 a month or more. Well, now there's a lot more people out there that are going, well, I can see myself in that world, and you're doing something first before other people do it, which is, super grateful for that leadership.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When you just had a record week,
Yeah.
what was that?
They did 270, 280.
270, 280. And how much of when did you leave to go on vacation to Cabo?
Well, I
That's
still
always like a really cool thing. When you have a record week, but you're in Mexico enjoying yourself for some of it. No, you were still working while you were over.
Yeah, I still worked a little bit. I did 25K on my own, so yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just 10%, a little less than 10%.
Sure, yeah. It's just all comes down to like, how do we do 280 in a week? It's just the culture that we've kind of set out, like the expectations that we talked about a little earlier. If you set expectations for your agency, then your agency is going to perform, as long as you're upholding the standards yourself as a leader. And then now they're going to follow it because they see the vision of what it can do for them.
Yeah, you've shown them what's possible. Mm-hmm. Because they're able to look at you and say, even if I do a fraction of that, it's going to be life-changing money for me and my family.
Yeah.
And they'll get better. They keep showing up. They keep listening to you. They keep, you have this environment, if it's in dial rooms or in coaching sessions or whatever, that people want to show up and they want to get better, and they're the proof is in the pudding. And so there's a reason for them to keep showing up, because they see that you're getting those results.
Yeah.
Results are so important. And you don't have to get, crazy $100,000 a month personal production or $190,000 a month results, but you got to get some results.
Yeah.
To move people and show them what's possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, the last thing that I would ask of you guys, I mean, Dylan just shared his vision for Crane Financial. And I know each of us in here, and anybody watching, they hopefully, Dylan challenged them all to put their why in the chat and their vision for themselves, wherever they are, wherever you are right now, right? All that is predicated on the vision that you guys have for Symmetry and Quality. And I know we've talked about this being a $1 billion IMO. I know that's in the works, but with where we're sitting right now, I think we would be interested in hearing what's the vision? If you're partnering with Symmetry Financial Group and Quality, what's the vision that we get to participate in as we move things forward? I think is that a fair enough question to ask as we wrap this one up? Because I know we're taking our notes too.
The people need to know.
That's right. Absolutely. I think we definitely have a $1 billion vision. We have a clear path on getting there. The leaders that have been here before, like you and Griff, and some of the results that you're getting right now, when we get full engagement and everybody's rowing in the right direction, I think not just becoming a $1 billion valuation or getting a $1 billion valuation as a company, but actually being able to produce, billions of dollars of premium. It's out there. We've got the leads, we've got the solutions. We're kind of fortifying, shoring up the tech, and all of that coming together, this year and next year. Things are going to be so much easier to transact life insurance and to make an impact on people. And when that begins to happen and you start to see results like this and like others are getting, it really is just about putting in the amount of work necessary to attract the people to come find us. There's still so many people don't even know this is even a thing. Not just Quality, just selling insurance.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Is a thing. And as we're getting ready to go through, I think, a lot of change in the world through AI and through some potential job displacements, like this is going to become more and more and more attractive. And we're really excited about AI. We're not running from AI. We are not believers that AI is going to replace agents. We feel like it's only going to make people's jobs more efficient, better, simpler to go find clients, to be able to communicate the solutions to them, to be able to transact life insurance in a much quicker time, and to uncover other solutions that they need help with, because most clients don't even know things like, you've been so great at DFL. If it's advanced market stuff like annuities and DFL and IULs and all those things beyond just the simplified stuff that we've always done, it's going to be easier to find those people, and there's going to be more awareness that they need it. So I know that once we start rowing in the same direction and everyone starts putting in the work, we can blow numbers out of the water that the industry's never seen.
Yeah.
And what that does, Casey, for everybody else in the organization, I know is the most exciting thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, when we talk about billion-dollar company, that, is 2-3 times probably our size right now, from a valuation standpoint. And I think what excites us is the same thing that excited us when we started the company, was building something that could attract people like you guys, people like us that, we're average and ordinary. I mean, you were like a professional basketball player or something, right? But we were like high school dropouts, plumbers assistants, stuff like that. No, I'm sorry.
I think you put Edward over there.
Forgot. We got Yale over here. Sorry, you went to Alabama.
Musician.
Okay, I'll take it all right. No, but I think that that's what our dream has always been, and our vision has always been, is just wanting to build something that could attract people and good people, and that they could build a home here and a career here, and not feel like we're always kind of hopping to the next thing because it just is broken and it's not working, or it's not profitable enough, or there's not enough wealth being shared with the people that are actually building businesses. And so that was the whole idea on Symmetry. And so when we talk about $1 billion, that it's a number, but what does that mean? Well, that means that there's 2 to 3 times the amount of agency owners in our company. So for anyone listening out there, it's like, can you see yourself fitting in the company? Is it too late? And this always for us just feels like, we're still in a lot of ways on the foundation, especially because a lot of what you were talking about with AI in the future. And the cool part about that too, and why we're so bullish, we're investing millions and millions and millions of dollars on an annual basis back into this company, continued into the platform. And the reason that's so important, we talk about it a lot. You kind of hear this in business. What is your moat? Right? What's the moat? And it's important for us as a company to have a really strong moat. And the moat is no one else has the amount of agents we have in our niche market. No one else has the culture we have. No one else has the end-to-end framework from a platform and technology standpoint, from the agent and client experience all the way through that, which means we also get the data from that and we start to learn. AI needs a framework to grow on. It's I always think of AI in my head. It's probably a terrible analogy, but it feels like algae or fungus or something that grows because it's just growing. Right? It's growing right now without us, and it's like mold or fungus in a good way. If it's
It's a good fungus.
yeah, exactly. But I think about like that needs something to latch onto. AI is not, people think AI is just going to appear out of nowhere. It latches on to existing frameworks and it gets itself smarter along the way, especially if it has the data. And so we just don't know of any other company that's got the amount of agents we do and the end-to-end platform together.
Yeah.
And when AI is already, we're already seeing that make those platforms smarter, more intelligent, more end-to-end. That's in the end, that's the moat, and that's the company that ends up winning, is the company that has the large enough moat. And those two things together, there's not many companies around us that have it.
Yeah. That's what we're working on this year. I think by the end of the year, it's going to look a lot different from module-based, apps and products, but full integration, unified architecture that's going to allow exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting because there's so many people out there that don't even know insurance is an option. When you probably heard about insurance for the first time, when all 3 of you heard it for the first time, you're like, that was not plan A.
No.
That wasn't even like plan G.
And now there is no plan B.
Right.
That's the cool part about it, is like when people finally get to open their eyes and see like what this actually is, and how life-changing it can be, that's the most exciting thing. seeing people come in like you, Dylan, and change your life in 24 months, or how long has it been?
24 months from last 6 days ago.
Yeah. It can happen that quickly.
Yeah, the fastest.
Yeah, fastest to direct of ever of all time. So, and we're all just
And Kelly's jersey up.
super grateful for you though, buddy.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Excited for you. Looking forward to seeing where you're going to be 2 years from now. It's hard to even fathom.
Yeah.
It's going to be really exciting now.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys somehow magically appearing
Poof.
into this. And again, I would challenge everyone who's watching, if you're watching this, go back and re-listen to key parts. Go back and, the things that Dylan said as far as like what you put into the chat, go back and meditate on that for a minute, right? Like make sure that you're in the right position, you're doing the right things to take advantage of what is being laid out and done on your behalf. Like that's what I love about being here. That's what the last 15 years have really meant for me, is that I see you guys going to work on my behalf every day, every week, every month, right? And then we get to take this opportunity and do crazy, amazing things with it. And the bar just keeps getting raised as far as what's possible.
Yeah.
And then now it's up to you to decide what you're going to do. So thank you both for popping in. Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Mr. Crane, 130.
Thank y'all.
This is going to be one that I'm sure people are going to rewatch this one quite a bit. You really want to dig in. There's some good stuff in this one. We'll see you guys next quarter.
Be the best.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you.